Curse of Strahd contains darker themes and mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Well, hello there, and welcome to the third episode of Curse of Strahd versus the Amen. My name remains Jake, and I'm joined by the same group of characters that hopefully you watched in episodes 1 and 2. We're going to have information for everybody and their characters. Maybe their characters. We'll see how much I remember when I put the description out. In link trees and pinned comments and descriptions below, so do yourself a favor and get to know these wonderful fellas here by checking their stuff out. But I think with that, let's dive right into the recap, as we've had some stuff happen right away. We've got the Amen here, the divinely inspired or extraplanar inspired group, all felt called to basically meet at this clearing. Lee's character Gar has he's got a book from his patron that seems to have more information than the others, but they are all whisked away by this creeping fog and mist that just took over their camp and led them through buttresses to get to this decrepit house that they met two children out in front that were claiming that there's a monster in the basement, and they hear it's scary, and they have their little brother on the third floor of this house. And after an encounter with a suit of animated armor, a broom that literally Josh's character Tarsus needed to just shut the door to defeat, and then we got to what appears to be perhaps the spirit of some kind of ghostly creature that was humming some kind of a lullaby, led the group up to the attic, and we just ended last session with the defeat of this creature, but not before it was able to damage Castiel, Michael's character. So that's where we're gonna pick up. Let's start with Aurelion. Aurelion, you just dealt the fatal blow to this spirit. You saw your new gnomish friend get hit and take some damage. There's some kind of like necrotic evil darkness that just occurred, and Castiel has a certain the color in his face just isn't quite what it's been. He doesn't look like anything else is wrong with him. He just looks kind of sickly. And what's Aurelion thinking? What's Aurelion feeling in this moment?
I'd put my hand on Castiel's shoulder and I would use my healing hands, which I know is to no effect, but I'll use it anyway. Touch a creature and they regain 2d4 hit points. So I definitely start with that. You're right, that was quite the blow you took. You're okay? And then use healing hands.
Yeah, it seems to function normally, but there is no effect. At least I think Castiel, you were at full HP when you took that shot, so yeah.
Are you feeling all right?
Yeah, I don't feel myself, but I'm all right.
You look a bit pale.
I'm not a rock gnome. Just kidding. Okay, maybe I'm not, but still, I'm all right. This house is something else, though.
All of this is something else. I find the only things that we may be able to trust are each other. I'm hesitant on Gar. I do feel he's being truthful, but there's something nefarious going on here, and he seems to be at the center of it.
Oh, hello! I'm still here.
I was gonna say, at that point, Gar walks up the stairs. We can say that was not information that was broadcasted. If that was clearly your intent.
All right. I mean, this would probably be just like a side conversation between the two of us right after we banish the spirit. Well, should we check this room out?
Yeah, I think we should continue checking out this this floor.
Finish this floor, then resume activities on the third. We haven't found that
If
baby
all goes
supposed
well.
to be down there.
Yeah, that's a window. So this actually was the room that I mistakenly described to you, or I think it was to Tarsus, if I remember correctly. This is the one that has the sheets over what's clearly old furniture. The sheets are dusty. There's an iron stove off to the left of the map, the north side, if you will. Okay, I think that's about all I can see. So Aurelion, you walk in there, and actually, this wall seems to have a certain something about it that's just almost like the door that led up to the stairs to get to the attic in the first place. Like, it just looks like maybe there's a little bit of a space open, like there could be something there.
We'll kind of look around, see if there's any more hidden mechanisms or anything like that that are going to try and shoot bolts out.
Like search for traps kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Let's do a perception check.
First roll is a 10 plus, what's my perception? 16.
16, you do not detect the presence of any traps or anything that would make you feel unsafe for...
Is it push or pull? Either way, I do the thing that opens the door.
Yeah, I would say it opens inward towards you.
Okay.
And you see what looks to be a spiral staircase heading down.
I'll obviously let everybody know that I found some stairs. I am curious as to why the spirit would come into this room. So I'm gonna kind of like peek under some of these sheets while people are doing whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, while that's happening, what's going on with like Tarsus and Gar?
Yeah, I think Tarsus would just comment on the spirit that was weird, but also there was a room in the third floor that the spirit seemed to like come from that wall. So I want to go back downstairs and check that out before we get too far away.
And what's Gar doing? Is Gar still looking over the tomes and stuff that he took from, I think it was like a library?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Door.
Everyone's kind of doing their own thing, like investigating stuff. And I'm still just kind of holding back, but at least now with the tomes, I've just kind of got something I can do while they're doing whatever they're looking.
Yeah, okay. And what about Castiel?
He's just kind of keeping an eye on Aurelion and just making sure that he's okay while he's doing what he's doing, but he's kind of like hanging back just a little bit. And I would say like prepared for action. Not that any, I'm sure all of us are, but
it's a particular focus right now.
Yeah.
Sure. So, Nooch, for the most part, you find underneath these sheets, like, chairs, coat racks, standing mirrors, furniture, things that you kind of expected based on the shapes and stuff that are under that, that the things are draped over. But underneath one of them looks to be an unlocked wooden trunk, and you could just click it open if you want. We'll say it's the one down on the bottom left. I'll ping it.
Look for traps and open it. 24.
You feel very confident that it's not trapped.
All right, open sesame.
Yeah, you see what looks to be skeletal remains. And it's wrapped in a tattered bedsheet and stained with dry blood.
How
And based
big?
on everything, I was gonna say, based on everything you would think humanoid.
Yeah, but like
a
baby
medium size
humanoid or adult?
Oh no, sorry, like a
humanoid?
medium-sized creature. Yeah, like a
Okay, like 5 feet, 6 feet.
yeah. If you want to do a medicine check, you could perhaps glean some more information.
4K now. Another 18. This die is treat me well. 22.
Yeah, you based on certain holes in her clothing, this looks like a woman, probably a servant of some kind, and you believe that this woman was stabbed to death by multiple knife wounds.
Well, it would appear that I found the source who was singing us a lullaby. If I had to venture a guess, I would assume that this woman here was perhaps an au pair or something to that effect for this family. She would have been taking care of that baby. Perhaps the room that she came out of could be where their younger sibling is. But this appears to be her remains, which would explain why she would come back here.
That adds another level of darkness to this situation. Because that makes it sound like this is not something that is happening now, and that there is just evil to begin with.
Just to clarify here, that body was in a chest, right? Okay.
Sure was.
Just making sure. Wanted to
Wrapped in a
verify that
box.
important information.
It's a brought in a box.
Wow, there's a lot of directions you could go with that, but we're just gonna move on. So yeah, on this floor,
If I
it
look
looks-
at
yeah, and that's
window,
just
do I still see those kids? Because this should be towards the front door, correct?
yeah. Give me a little perception check.
17.
Yeah, you don't see them like immediately, but just like the last time, now that you're a little higher up, there's a certain like movement that makes the forms kind of make sense to you. You're like, okay, yeah, there they are. And it's not like hurried like last time. Like they're just kind of waiting, and the kid's fiddling around with
kicking their
his,
feet and stuff.
his like stuffed doll.
Okay.
And on this floor, it seems like the stairwell is something you haven't explored, and then the door that's above Tarsus actually is locked with a padlock.
I didn't even realize that was a door. I was thinking it was a window this whole time.
Wait, the door is locked with a padlock? Like we can't go in or...
Yeah, I remember just telling Castiel that it was locked. I may have even pantomimed
Yeah.
like just the knob itself, but
And I just moved on to a different door when I saw that it was locked.
Okay.
but anyone standing in the room can see there's a door there. So, and the padlock.
I think Tarsus is gonna head down. He probably actually would have already been downstairs after all this time to just to check out this room.
I would follow Tarsus.
All right, yeah, we'll stick with Tarsus and Gar for a little bit then. So Tarsus, right there, that is a balcony. There's a window above you.
And is that a door right next to Gar?
Yes, and if you recall from the encounter, actually, I don't think Tarsus didn't see this, but I think everybody else saw that that's the place that the spirit came out of.
Yeah, I
Easy
guess
to put together, but that is what happened.
I think I was standing exactly where Gar was when it happened. Yeah, I would want to check out that room. I'm happy to open the door.
Okay. opens up into what is clearly a nursery.
Mm.
And there's a crib that has a hanging black shroud around it.
Tell me more about that. What, like a physical shroud, like covering, or
Yeah, like a curtain that just covers
Okay,
the whole crib.
I'll remove it or push it out of the way.
Yeah. In the crib, not moving, you see what looks like a tightly wrapped, baby-sized bundle of sorts.
I hate that. Okay. Does it look like there's a baby-sized object inside of it?
You think it's certainly possible.
Okay. Any noise or movement, breathing, anything? Snoring?
No, the only noise is just the ambient like breeze that like had been kind of in this room from before, because the window and the French doors that you walked out to the balcony were open. But other than that, it's pretty quiet, aside from maybe some creaking that you might hear on the space above you while Aurelion and Castiel are walking.
Just kind of turn to Gar, like, you seeing this?
Yep, I sure am. Doesn't bode well.
What does that mean?
I mean, I don't know. 2 children lost their baby their brother who's in a crib, but I don't know. Well, we found it, right? We found the baby.
I'm gonna pick it up gently.
Okay. Like just as gingerly and carefully as you can, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
and also, like, what aged baby does this look like size-wise? Because I don't need to know, obviously. Like, is it I don't, not specific, but is it a newborn, or is it like where are we at?
I not having children of my own, I'm by no means an expert, but I'm gonna say somewhere from what you know of humans, you would think maybe less than 6 months.
Okay.
4 to 6 months, in that range.
Okay, cool.
Just imagine someone walks in, my baby.
Yeah.
I hope
Instead
they
of
do.
3 cabbages.
That would be great.
So you
got past the spirit guardian and the suit of armor.
Now we could save my child.
They were there to
so
protect the
you
baby.
pick the kid up, or this object up, and it feels maybe a little lighter than you expected.
Okay. And in holding it now,
Yeah.
the only way I wouldn't see a face is if this thing is like mummy wrapped, you know? So I'm assuming, like, is this like a gift wrapped baby sized thing in this crib? Like, what do I have in my hands right now?
I love how you wouldn't touch the doll, but are completely okay picking up a mummified.
This is
corpse.
the job that we were
Hey.
asked to do.
It's swaddled. Come
Nobody
on.
asked us anything.
Oh no.
I mean, the suit of armor kind of did.
Tried.
So did the broom.
That would have been a funnier thing to say. You hear the thunking of the broom on the door.
That would have been really funny, actually. Yeah.
So you have this, whatever this is, in your hands, and you're like, there should be a face, and like you're a little like ginger about it, but like you're turning it around, and like it's like a bundle.
All All right.
and you don't find a face.
I'm gonna just turn to Gar again. Say, I'm not so sure there's a baby in here. And
Well, how are you gonna know if you don't open it?
I'm gonna start.
Clearly swaddled.
I'm gonna start opening it.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know how you swaddle elf babies, but usually they need to breathe. Yeah, he'll start unwrapping the.
Yeah, I mean, you ever get like a package in the mail or like a birthday gift, and like someone was just like extra meticulous about like Scotch tape and things like that. Like it is, you're like, where do I start? Okay, is this tucked in to sleep? Like you take like a good solid minute trying to discern where you're supposed to do this, and you finally start to like pull some stuff loose, and as you unwrap this blanket, eventually there's just nothing inside of it, and it's just a blanket.
Okay, that would stress Tarsus out.
That stresses him out. Okay.
For sure. Yeah, we were asked to come help. Two things.
Oh, I didn't say you shouldn't be stressed.
I'm just explaining. We were asked to do two things. It was find baby brother, and whatever this monster thing is that's normally in the basement. Let's make sure that it's not running amok in the house. So he's not so concerned with like the looking through their papers and taking their potions and that kind of stuff. But when he sees that there is in fact no baby in this baby-shaped object in this crib, that definitely stresses him out. Is there anything else on or around or underneath the crib? Sorry.
No, you're fine. No, the rest of the room, it just seems like very normal nursery crib kind of things. Does Tarsus have inspiration? Yeah. If
no.
not, he does now.
Hey, thank you.
And then may I please have a wisdom saving throw?
Thanks. Let's see. Is you or my saves? That's an 18.
Okay. Good to know.
Oh boy.
You have succeeded.
Indeed.
I think at this point, Castiel and Aurelion, you had mentioned you were gonna join them, is that right?
Yeah. Eventually we're all going
so
down there.
So yeah, you want to come back down the stairs and you see Gar kind of not in the room with Tarsus. He's just looking at the tomes. And you emerge to see Tarsus like looking at this, it's just an empty blanket.
Is it safe to say that this would be like a master or primary bedroom, whatever we call them now?
Let's have you. I'm not gonna make you roll. I feel like Aurelion's been a bit meticulous with trying to, maybe even obsessive with trying to take in details. And given the, we'll say, quality of the goods that he's seen and things like that, like you would expect the master bedroom to have a little more to it.
How dusty is this crib, by the way?
That's a good question. Most of the dust was on the shroud itself, like the curtain around it.
Okay.
That was a good question.
If nobody's commented on it yet, I'll just kind of turn to the rest of them and say, well, there's no baby here.
Oof.
Just a bunch of blankets wrapped up, sitting in a crib. Crib looks like it hasn't been touched. I don't know how long.
We think it was maybe a decoy so the monster wouldn't get the baby?
I think I don't understand much of what's going on here. That's all I can say confidently.
Well, take things into consideration here. We found effectively 2 secret staircases in this house. One of which leads to the attic, and then the only way down is a secret staircase in the attic, right? I don't know about you, but I don't have a secret staircase in my place of residence.
I always thought it would be nice to have some sort of like a bookshelf with a book that pulls out and opens a secret door. I don't know.
Heard about
Just
those. Oh,
never seen one in person.
You know, I just hope for a hut with a door.
I would like to search this room for a key. Specifically a key. Every room that we go into, I'm going to start looking for key.
On a side note, is that doors up above on the top of the 3rd floor, or is that windows?
Those are doors.
These
Double
are
doors. Okay.
It's not always easy to tell. Like if you look at the
The windows are kind of
Aurelion,
blue.
Yeah, they are a little different. Okay, if that helps.
I figured they were, but I
I'm
just
sorry.
wanted to double check.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, Nooch. You said since you're here, you're searching this room for specifically like a key, right? Like you're opening.
I'm looking
drawers
for a
and
key for the
all sorts of
padlock.
things.
And if this is the room that has the secret door that brings you up to the 4th floor, which I'm assuming those would have to be the kids' bedrooms, because there's no other space. Or actually, they could be on the 2nd floor.
but we haven't gone here at all. Still, right?
Correct.
Yeah, there's definitely places to explore, but
Yeah, it seems like the kids' room is on the 2nd floor.
give me a perception.
This would
check.
probably be servant quarters.
Wait, what kids were on the 2nd floor?
The kids that sent us into this house of hell.
Yeah, they-
That is a 19 total for my perception.
Yeah, I mean, especially since you guys might be just discussing next steps. After a few minutes, you feel very confident that there's no key here.
Okay.
It's not a master
Castiel
lock, is
moving
it?
towards the other.
Upstairs.
I mean, you need a master key for that, right?
Well, if it's a master lock, you just gotta hit it with something, and it'll pop right open.
It's not a master lock though.
Let's look up opening a master lock with a master lock when you get a chance. It's just gotta give them a little tap. They pop right open.
Yeah.
I want to open up the door.
Okay.
I'll come.
So there are
Concept
dusty
work.
panes of glass, stained glass, that are in these doors, and the designs in the glass resemble windmills.
Is there another door that has that same design? Or I feel like we've heard this
There
before.
has been windmills referenced, as well as there was a deed to a windmill was one of the documents that you guys found.
Thank you.
Sure. This is a dusty, cobweb-filled room with a very large bed, a tiger skin rug there. Nooch Aurelion definitely is thinking like, all right, this is probably the master suite. There are burgundy drapes covering the windows, which would be just above where Nooch is there. The furnishings here include a 4-poster bed with embroidered curtains and tattered gossamer veils, a matching pair of wardrobes in the corner. There is a vanity with a wood-framed mirror, as well as what could easily be a jewelry box, and a padded chair. There's a rotting tiger skin rug that lies on the floor in front of the fireplace, which has a dust-covered portrait of what would very logically and reasonably be Gustav and Elizabeth Durst hanging above it. There's a web-filled parlor in the southwest corner that contains a table and 2 chairs, and resting on the dusty tablecloth is an empty porcelain bowl and a matching jug. That's in this corner here. Sure. The door facing the, like where Castiel is, facing the foot of the bed, has a full-length mirror mounted on it.
Can I search these, like, cabinets and drawers and wardrobe, whatever it is?
Yeah. Let's see. I think the wardrobe is... Yep, the wardrobes are empty. If you open... I'm assuming you guys... Are you guys going to open the door by Castiel there, too? With the mirror on it?
Yes.
Eventually. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this just appears to be a closet, which I believe is empty.
With no deadly broom?
Yeah. No deathly broom, just says it describes it as a dust-choked closet. The door in the bottom right corner of the room looks like it's sized like the dumbwaiter. Mm-hmm. And after a very thorough search, you find that the jewelry box on the vanity is made of silver with gold filigree. And opening it up, you see 3 gold rings and a thin platinum necklace with a topaz pendant.
3 gold rings?
And if you're going to take them, just whoever is taking them, please remind me that this is from the Death House, room 12, underneath treasure. So that I can...
The what house?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I let that slip?
The
Love and Happy House. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know
This is
who
Waffle
found
House.
the stuff, but Castiel would not take it.
The Happy Love House.
I found it. I wouldn't take it.
I was gonna say, I feel like Aurelion is
Because I'm at the
probably
vanity.
the one that found it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to know, is there any specific details as to what's on the pendant?
It's
Or is it just
right?
like
Just the stone?
It's just platinum, yeah,
Cool.
just the stone.
Right.
It looks beautiful actually, and quite valuable.
So, is no one going to take it?
why would any of us take it?
Why would we take jewelry?
Well, we found a dead body in a box upstairs. I think that the moral high ground is a little bit in our favor here.
I still don't stoop to looting.
I have no need for these jewelry.
You're a confusing fellow, Gar.
I mean, tell me, you find a dead body in a box, and you tell me that you don't think evil people live here?
There's a
We
monster
found-
in the basement.
We have found
And
two
there's a
dead
dead
bodies.
lady in a box. Does the monster put dead bodies in a box?
There's a ghost thing up there too. I did. None of this makes
We
sense.
have-
I'm not making any judgment on the children or the people who live here. I say
I'm
it's
just
weird.
saying.
I don't care if you take their
They're not
things.
using them. I'm just saying. Do we really believe the parents are okay in this
I
situation?
think we found one of them dead in a separate box.
How many
I
boxes
don't-
have we found?
Two.
None of this.
Two
none of
boxes
this makes
with
sense.
dead bodies in them.
You're telling me that
Oh, you're talking about the
house
chest.
this size, that there's not a single piece of clothing in the wardrobe? That makes no sense. Like,
Where all the bedrooms are.
and
covered in
as much
boxes.
as much as a tiger skin rug disgusts me, and somebody that would do that to a magnificent tiger, look at the state it's in. You think somebody that has a house like this would let it decay like that?
Exactly.
And something is wrong here.
That
I
agree
still
with.
don't feel like I can just go taking whatever we feel like, though. That just seems
Okay, well,
even worse.
what if I suggest a solution here? Where, what's that over there? Look that way and close your eyes.
Castiel looks.
Oh, crazy.
He doesn't close his eyes, but he does look.
I am not sleight of handing this. I'm just like exaggeratedly.
Does Castiel have inspiration? He does.
But if Castiel does look, I do it fast enough specifically so he does not see me take the stuff. So I'm just like, what's that over there? And I'll put it in my bag. He turns back around and says, oh, I thought I saw another ghost. It was crazy. Came out of nowhere, but it must have been the wind.
House even has wind.
What was that noise?
We done?
But yeah, I mean, no key.
Okay. My second question.
Yes.
Is the dumbwaiter on this floor?
You can like open the thing,
Yeah.
take a look. Okay.
Yeah. Is it just the shaft or is the actual platform there?
No, it just looks like the shaft. It's got to be lower. It looks like this is as high as it goes.
Can I try and summon the dumbwaiter to this floor?
Yeah, there's like a little. Oh, I gotta go back and look at it. There's a little string that you can pull that, if you strain yourself at it, you think you hear a little ding 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 ding.
Well, I was probably in the kitchen, so there's probably no one that's gonna send that up here. All right.
Unless I misunderstood you, were you trying to like just pull it up?
Well, I know that sometimes it'll either have like a summon where you ring a bell and like based on which string you pull will ring a different bell, and then they send like, this is me personally knowing how dumbwaiters work. Aurelion wouldn't necessarily know how, he doesn't fucking use a house. So
About that van
this is
life.
fine. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
All right. So that didn't do anything. Okay.
Well, should we check out that
Yes.
secret staircase?
Still feel like we should search that locked room.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And Tarsus will just start kind of like heading back upstairs. As he does that, if anyone's paying attention, they hear him go. He's just humming a song to himself.
Oh no. Okay, so we're going back upstairs.
That's what Tarsus is doing, unless someone has a reason not to.
No, I'd follow you. I'm gonna search this room. The creepy doll room.
Oh yeah, you'll see the creepy doll.
Yeah.
You do.
I don't even think I told anyone about
Dust-choked
that.
room. Nope. Contains a slender bed, a nightstand, a small iron stove, a writing desk with a stool, an empty wardrobe, and a rocking chair. And in that corner, just like Tarsus saw, there's a smiling doll in a lacy yellow dress that sits in the window box, and cobwebs drape it like a wedding veil.
Nope.
And if you're going to be as thorough as you were, you once again do not find a key.
Alright. I'm just gonna look at everyone and be like, alright, we're not finding this key. And I'm just gonna like lift my hand up and like heavily insinuate I'm gonna blast the lock.
I will stand aside.
I'm not gonna do
I'm
it,
not over there.
but I'm going to heavily insinuate that I'm going to do it. So if someone doesn't want me to do it, I am waiting for them to tell me.
Josh is now just hearing this information.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What are you trying to do?
No, he didn't find the key in the room, so I'm just like, all right, we haven't found a key yet. And I'm lifting my hand up and heavily insinuating that I'm going to blast the lock away.
Oh. Nobody has lockpicks? This is Josh saying this?
Nope.
This is my solution.
Lockpicks.
Oh,
Unless
wow.
you just added them. I looked at your inventories. I was like, oh, interesting.
All right. Maybe we do need some of those rings so we can buy thieves' tools.
I mean, doesn't this mace open locks?
That's right. See? Yeah. You can do it if you want. I was just.
No, you go for it. You already, you're all primed and ready to go.
All right, I'm primed and ready. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna blast it. DMs hate this one trick.
I'm not gonna make you roll because I just think this is fun. You charge up your Eldritch Blast, you fire it at the lock, and it kind of dents between some of the chains and the padlock itself, and just kind of breaks off, and just whoosh, hits the ground.
Cool. I never wasn't a good
The door
with
is now. Door is now. Well, it's not padlocked anymore.
I'll open it.
Okay. Do a little more clearing.
Oh boy, what's that in the center of the room?
That's a very good question. This room contains a bricked up window flanked by two dusty wood-framed beds sized for children. Closer to the door is a toy chest. I think Gar is standing.
Yeah, I'm over it. Yeah.
Yeah, with windmills painted on its sides and a dollhouse that's a perfect replica of the dreary edifice in which you stand. These furnishings are draped in cobwebs, and lying in the middle of the floor are two small skeletons wearing tattered but familiar clothing. The smaller of the two cradles a stuffed doll that you also recognize.
Which window did Aurelion look out to see if the kids were still there?
Couple.
Actually down where his token kind of is now, like anything on that side of the house.
Tarsus, upon seeing this, is going to immediately walk out of the room and go back down to where Aurelion is and look out the window and see if they're still there.
Give me a perception check.
That's a natural 20.
Natural 20. You do not see the children where you believe you left them.
Is Aurelion, are you still down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is everything all right?
When you looked out that window before, you saw the kids.
Yeah, I've checked on them a couple times and I've
Take
still
another
seen
look.
them out there.
Give me a perception check.
Natural 30.
Use my D100. That's a 14. 1-4.
14. Yeah. You started to get the lay of the land a little bit better now that you've checked a few times. And as you kind of try to fixate your eyes on where you've noticed them before, it's again not readily noticeable. But eventually you do see a little bit of movement, and you see Rose and Thorn pretty much the way you've encountered them in the past.
About to say, wouldn't it suck if he saw them and you didn't?
They're right out there. They're, you know.
I don't
Tarsus, you do not see them.
I don't see anything. Something messed up is going on here. Go check out that room. I think we found their room and it is not right.
While this is going on, Castiel and Gar, what are you doing?
I'm inspecting the bodies.
Okay.
One, I want to try to gauge their ages. I want to try to gauge how long they've been dead and possibly what they died of.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely skeletons, so determining how long they've been there is probably impossible. And I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. It looks like the same size as the two kids that you saw outside. You see the larger one is kind of looks like laid on her back, and then the other one kind of has like the skull resting on like cuddling, resting underneath her shoulder. And in terms of what killed them, I mean, they seem peaceful.
You getting any other visions, Gar?
No, but Tarsus seemed pretty freaked out. I'm gonna open my book. Is there anything in the book? A magical book with magical writing in it that no one believes about.
You don't see anything new in the book.
Darn.
No.
We believe you. It's just sus.
Yep.
Believe that you think you're telling the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like saying like, I'm sorry that you feel that way is effectively what you're telling me.
Well,
I'm sorry that you're hurt.
All right,
I mean, to be fair, Castiel did ask if you were getting any other visions. So
Yeah, he's not getting nothing.
Yeah, no.
yeah.
I would come up
All right, so
and look in this room.
I'd
with
say you can
Tarsus.
get back up there.
Yeah.
And you see the two skeletons just as I've described. And I mean, outside of them being now skeletons, they are fairly unmistakable. That they're they appear to be Rose and Thorn.
So
So if I'm looking at this house, this dollhouse,
Mm-hmm.
and I walk around to the back side of it here, is this window on the back side there bricked up like this one is?
Yeah, I mean, everything is obviously small because of the scaling, but
But it's also bricked over.
it looks perfect, yeah.
specifically, he
Okay.
said it was bricked up. I just want to
Oh,
make
sorry.
sure we're
yeah,
Like
the
a
window's bricked up. Come on now.
A brick. All right. I'll just say, Gar, humor me. And I'll go back out, actually, to the front. Well, I saw that they had the doll, right? That they're holding that creepy
yes,
doll.
the smaller. Yes, exactly.
Okay. So I'll come up and I'll look out this window. Can
Yep,
they
do another
see
perception check.
me in the dollhouse?
Very interesting. While you're there, why don't you also roll another perception check? But Gar, you do not see Aurelion or anyone else that's
That's an 8
trying to pay
total.
attention.
How am I humoring you?
Can you see me in the house? The dollhouse.
And I'll bend down to look at the house. Do I don't see him?
No.
Nope.
And Aurelion, you don't see Rose and Thorn there now outside when you look out the window.
So, guys, I have a question.
Sure.
If Rose and Thorn are dead, there is no baby. Why should we continue on in here?
That's a great question. And I'm going to answer it the only way I know how, with I don't have a good answer.
The reason why I would like to continue is purely to try and purify this house.
I don't mean to sound rude, but this house, there's a lot of clearly evil, not good things here. When you say purify this house, not to be rude, are you capable of purifying an entire house that's filled with this much not good?
Made it through 4 floors of this house, but there's plenty of evidence here that at least one member of this house is unaccounted for. Realistically, it's 2, because we have not found the baby, and we have not found one of the parents. Presumably, initial body that we found is one of the parents. Then we found the servant. We've now found the two that tasked us with this. Perhaps
Where are they,
they
by
can't
the way?
receive rest until after this house has been handled.
Do they know that they're dead? Hello?
They either
Are
know they're
here?
dead.
Have you seen
and
them? Do you know
are-
where they are?
They're no longer there.
So I feel like this house is not. I don't think it brought us here. I don't know what brought us here, but I don't think a house of this nature would be that powerful, even as cursed as this place may be.
So do you suggest we try to leave? You don't think if there were spirits or ghosts and we try to leave after saying we would help them, that it would not cause more of an issue? Do you even want to leave? I know Tarsus seems pretty torn.
That's not what Tarsus is thinking about. With the
Okay.
comment that you just made, Tarsus is gonna lean a little closer to Castiel and just say, "He's talking about deals again. Sounds mighty like a hag to me."
Is this like a wall or a window or something that I'm standing in front of?
You know, it does sound like
that is a
that
good question.
that a hag would be able to read a book no one else would be able to read.
That's it. I'm writing in the book. Tarsus is a racist against
It's
elves.
just it's just a window, Nooch.
Okay.
First of all, this is 5.2 far, so 5.2 far. 2-4. So, the right
A little
species.
Freudian slip. That was pretty good, actually. 5.2 far.
Oh yeah, I think that actually might be what I call it from now on.
That's
Yeah.
really good. That's very good.
Oh, no.
I don't. It's hard. Yeah, I'm just gonna say to the group like, I want to find out what's going on here as much as the next person, and there's still the matter of maybe a monster in the basement. Is it worth going outside and seeing if there's still a echo of a child to speak to? Should we just continue on?
Well, I'm more worried about what I'm witnessing here. If this is what seems like the children's room, it was locked from the outside with bricked up wall or window. So there's some evil stuff that isn't just the typical evil. We're talking like sick evil kind of stuff. But I mean,
like a woman scorned.
or children locked up in a room.
The thing is, though, these are humanoid creatures. They can deal with their own issues.
They were humanoid creatures. Now they're I guess I don't know what they are, but I guess they're kind of the same thing, just not, you know what I mean? I mean, if there's no one here, there's no right? Even if there is a monster here, what we're kind of too late. We're thinking about.
But what if the same thing that brought us here brings someone else here? Don't we owe it to them to make sure that they don't have to walk into this?
No.
I don't owe it to anyone, as far as I'm concerned. But you know, I'm as curious as the next guy. If you guys want to keep going, I'm very curious. But I don't want to force people to go into something that they're uncomfortable with. Speaking of which, I'm uncomfy in this room. Let me leave.
I mean, I kind of feel like whatever we do, we should go together. So if you guys feel like we should do that, I'm gonna go with you all. You know, we got here together, and I feel like we need to continue together, whatever we do end up doing. If you're feeling strongly about it, Aurelion, then
We have two options. We can leave or we can go down the secret staircase, right? Those are the two options. Vote. All in favor of leaving. Raise your hand.
what about burn the house down? Is that not an option?
I mean, I guess that would be a third option, similar to leaving the house. Yes.
Unless
Leave the
evil
house and
prevents it
burn the
from burning.
house. Find out monster things. Anyone?
Can I just ask, Jake, now having more time to process like what the scenario was like in this room. I'm sorry, I'm circling it as if the screen isn't capturing my mouse.
I actually did see it.
What's up?
I did see the mouse on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the room you're standing in. Yeah.
Does it look like what does the inside of this door look like? Are there like scratch marks and like does it look like someone was stuck in and tried to get out?
No, it looks pretty much like a door that has normal looking wear and tear. Like it's not a new door, but
Okay.
So all in favor of monster, raise hand.
What?
All right,
What
y'all
does
still
that
need to vote.
even mean? What does it mean to be in favor of monster?
We got two options. We can leave or we can keep going. Pick one.
a monster in the basement, I think, is what you're referring to.
Well, they said there's a monster, right?
I'm not
That's
in
what I'm
favor
saying.
of the monster. If anything, I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah, I would
Down with
agree.
the monster,
If
raise
there's
your
a
hand. I
monster,
don't
I'm
know.
against the monster.
Okay.
I support the monster.
Oh no.
Um,
Did you guys even vote? I feel like Lee's called.
No one voted. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
he called for a vote a few times, but
No one did anything. We're all just sitting here thinking.
Tarsus is
Aurelion,
worried about getting
if you
into
guys-
a contract
if
with
you guys-
Lee. He's not voting.
So now Castiel's gonna add. All right. What should we do?
Yeah, but this vote requires
Every
a
group
signature.
has
You would
someone
just-
that happens to.
do we go to the basement or do we leave?
there's
think-
one thing I'd like to check before heading to the basement.
What's
I'm
that?
gonna come down to the second floor.
Does the wood burn?
You're gonna check that room that you're in now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll just because we didn't really search anything, so I'll go through and like search this room, check the dumbwaiter again, see if it's on this floor. Is it a floor above me? Is it below me? Check this
The
closet.
dumbwaiter is again not on this floor. And you're like going through everything, like the footlockers and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
each footlocker is empty, and there is a door to your tokens left.
To the north. I'll open that door.
Oh no, it's a closet.
Okay. I mean, it is a closet, and you see what looks like adult-sized servants' uniforms hanging in there.
Why are these the first clothes that we have found?
An excellent question.
And the beds are like unmade. It looks like, or one of them is at least.
Yeah, they look just like they are. We'll say there on the map.
Sure. And this is the floor that had the painting of the whole family, right?
I believe so.
The one above the
the
fireplace?
fireplace.
Yes, hanging above the mantel. Yep, wood frame portrait. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you got the what is presumably Gustav and Elizabeth Durst. Their two smiling children, Rose and Thorn. And cradled in the father's arms is a swaddled baby, which the mother regards with a hint of scorn.
What did you do, Elizabeth? I'll head back up. And I'll let everybody know what I found. That I found the servant
Alright.
uniforms. Yeah, finally.
Why don't we take this opportunity to do a little break, use the bathroom, and we'll be back in a moment. Here at J&J Tabletop, we're trying to help you get the most out of your games by helping you unlock what works best for you at your table. Whether you're a player or dungeon master, or even play other systems, we'll help you take your experiences to the next level. Subscribe today and get even more out of your games. Our very own Lee, who plays Gar Vochizar, scaled Mount Kilimanjaro, and is as Irish as they come, also has his own YouTube channel dedicated entirely to making D&D fun again. Highly imitated, never duplicated. You will laugh, learn, and enjoy his content, so head to youtube.com/@thiscrits and subscribe today. Our graphic overlays were created by our Dungeon Master Jake at TTRPGoverlay.com. TTRPGoverlay.com is the premier resource for quality D&D and TTRPG actual play graphic overlays. Our overlay packs, like this one, the Gothic Castle, are designed to be simple and enhance your content, which in our opinion is you. Stop by TTRPGoverlay.com today and check out what we've got, including some free examples. Remember, you and your content are special. Our products help everyone see that. We appreciate every kind of support that J&J Tabletop gets. Watching and sharing our videos will always be the primary way you can do that. However, if you enjoy our content, please consider joining our channel as a member. It's a direct way to let us know you believe in what we are doing, and it helps us improve our content. We will be adding to the list of perks we offer as we get ideas, so check back regularly to see what's new.
Don't forget to smash that like button.
What's the plan moving forward, fellas? What are we going to be doing?
Onwards and downwards.
Onwards and downwards.
I've always been saying what goes up must come down.
Okie dokie. To nobody's surprise, well, it shouldn't surprise you if you're looking at the map anyways. I don't want to make assumptions. The stairs it's just a spiral staircase, and they go down every floor, and I'm just going to make sure I don't
Is there
uncover the
banister
wrong
right on?
things.
It is
There's
totally
no banisters. Nothing is up to code.
That's what I was about to say. It's not even if it had banisters. That's you're talking about a 5 foot. Yeah, no, that's not.
That's a tight spiral.
Yeah,
A 5 foot
It's a very tight
diameter
spiral.
staircase.
Wizard
Diameter.
OSHA is
Yeah.
not approving.
The treads are only 8 inches long.
Well, they'd be probably 24 inches long. It'd be about 2 feet, 2.5
off
feet.
to the right.
No, but it's not up to code. We were
Up
just
and to the right.
Yeah, stairs are supposed to be 36.
that's why I said 8 inches.
Yeah, but they're 24 inches.
No one knows what you're
Anywho,
talking about.
This
feel-
narrow spiral staircase, made of creaky wood, is contained with a 5 foot wide shaft of mortared stone that starts in the attic and descends 50 feet to the dungeon level. Passing through the lower levels of the house as it makes its descent, thick cobwebs fill the shaft, giggity, and reduce visibility in the staircase to 5 feet.
We just talked 24 inches. We just figured this out.
Mhm. So, give me a marching order. Yeah, I can. If you, yeah, there you go. You gotta make
Yeah,
sure you can see
I
your kids.
I threw them all on there.
I got you.
Just set it up how it's set up, but I'm happy to lead the pack.
This way you got a little extra.
But we're not stuck to that. I just did that just to get us there.
I would say
Well,
Castiel is
Get
second,
dirty.
preferably.
I can go scout ahead if that's what we.
Cut it out. Whoever's doing that. I'm gonna remove your ability to draw. I know it's Lee. Lee has drawn dirty pictures in the fog of war.
It was me the other time when you were like, "Oh!"
I know you were
I'm doing the area he's about to reveal.
I love how we all did it independently too. Like we're all just
yes, that's the part of this.
none of us spoke about it.
Nope.
Aurelion, do you want to lead the way, Nooch?
Well, I can lead the way almost undetected.
Yeah, if you want to do that, like go for it. I'm happy to lead the way to be the big tanky thing to stand in the way of whatever there is there, but if you want to scout ahead, you're absolutely welcome to.
Okay. In that case, you said there's really thick spider webs all over the place? Either you're muted or
yeah, there are thick. No. I was talking, but it wasn't significant. That's what my wife tells me all the time. Anyways, so yes, there were thick spider webs, cobwebs that fill the shaft. But once you kind of get down to this area, at the floor, which I'm assuming you've got to yet. Actually, maybe I should not assume that.
Yeah, we would have gone all the way down.
Okay. Yeah, so once you're down here, it's carved out earth, right? There's like earth and clay and rock. Like it feels very unfinished. Not like a mine shaft, but like you see these support beams that are just kind of in these each area here, and it opens up into a T section. And you see on the ground there just are, we'll say, medium-sized humanoid footprints in the earthen floor, and it just looks kind of just non-specific. Like this seems to have been used often. It's not like, oh, there's just one set of them and they're clearly heading right. Like it's just trying to
They're
make
just
sense
all over
of
the
anything
place.
there is. It's just been, yeah, exactly.
A well-traveled area.
Yeah. And so you get to the bottom of the staircase and you see the narrow tunnel stretches southward or rightward before branching east and west. And Aurelion, you're leading the way, and in order, whoever the marching order is, you hear it's low, maybe about as loud as the humming you heard in the nursery room, like an eerie and incessant chant, almost like a droning, but you're not really sure where it's coming from or what's being said. You just hear, just kind of sounds like dark, sounds ritualistic. There's something is wrong, something's amiss.
And there's no way to tell of like it looks like this area of dirt is a little bit more carved out, like more often than not people make a left. Not really. All right.
Nah.
All right.
Yeah.
I would love to please cast Veil of Dusk on myself.
Ooh, what does that do?
So you just kind of like see Aurelion, like the markings on his face kind of like shimmer a little bit as he like just kind of mutters under his breath, and as he like whispers, that like shimmering starts to almost kind of like reflect and like dance with the light, and then almost starts swallowing the light as this veil of like darkness starts to like kind of come around him, and you almost can't hear anything that's going on basically through that veil.
Yeah, that magic actually looks about as normal as it normally does.
Thank God. All right. So I do that, and then I will use a wild shape. Turn into a spider.
Ooh. Okay.
And away we go.
Is this the first time we've seen you wild shape?
Yes.
Tarsus turns
So-
back to the other two and just is like a what? And he's not going to say anything, but just like a what the heck kind of face, you know?
Yeah, 'cause you won't. I wouldn't have
Feel free
said
to use that
anything to
spider
you.
token.
I would have muttered this, and then as I would have started walking, you would have just seen me like slowly start to like kind of drop to all fours, and then all of a sudden, like you'd see like
all
I
eights?
just start sprouting extra legs, and then I'm just like a tiny little like spider, like a wolf spider, basically.
That's cool. Yeah, so I just put your token up by the compass for now, but feel free to use the spider token to
Is it a
represent
bad time to say I'm afraid of spiders?
you.
Is it a bad time to say I'm really afraid of
Which-
spiders?
Let's head.
Which I believe the new wild shape rules do allow you to speak.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I can speak normally. So
Cool.
I retain my personality, memories, and ability to speak. I have gained 2 temporary HP.
Are you a spider or are you just a small beast of the land?
I'm leaving.
Thank God they didn't do that abomination. Anyways, you have dark vision out to what, like 60 feet?
Let me pull up my spider. That's me. Normally, I have 60 feet. I doubt I would have. Up.
Yeah, you can tell that this opens up. If we could just zoom out a little bit, show a little bit more of the map there. You see that
Yeah,
there
I've got
are.
dark vision 30 feet as a spider.
Okay. Perfect.
Um,
So yeah, it's like a
And,
T intersection. You can go left or right, and immediately to your left, it looks like you could also sort of make another right and start going straight.
I'll start making my way down this way, kind of like walking along the wall.
Yeah.
Just trying to see if like the chanting and stuff is getting louder as I head in any particular direction.
Yeah, I think it's definitely becoming easier for you to hear. You're still not able to discern what is being said,
Sure.
but it's louder, and the ambient noise is a little bit more full.
Okay. So then I'll
It
kind
becomes
of
like another
come this way,
T.
climb across the ceiling,
Okay.
and come all the way down to here.
Okay,
Trying to be
hang on
nice
one
and,
second. Let
you
me just
know.
make sure I get.
Quiet and spider-like.
Okay, so this room contains like a plain wooden table flanked by long benches, pretty clearly like a picnic table style looking thing. And you see moldy humanoid bones lying strewn about on the dirt floor. And you see in the middle of the south wall, there's kind of like an alcove of sorts off to the right. And it looks like it extends in that direction. A couple of different directions, actually.
Okay. Kind of like back up and like peek around like this corner, see what's in this hallway.
The door above you, above on the map, you see a stone slab, and etched into it is the name Rosavalda Durst. And on the door below you is another stone slab etched with the name Thornbolt Durst.
I'll come over here, check to see if I see the parents' names.
And you do. The one above you, you see Gustav Durst. And on the one below you, you see Elizabeth Durst.
And I'll come back up and
Actually, before we continue, are the three of you other guys doing anything, or you're just quietly
I was just thinking about that. I feel like just waiting unless you guys would want to follow.
No, I feel like the whole point of this was to let him do his thing.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything, did he? He just kind of did it.
I guess we talked
So-
about it out of character, but I would assume that he also said, "I'm gonna scout ahead."
Okay.
And I can scout silently.
I
or
wasn't
something,
here when that
like
was
a scout
happening, so I was like, he
unnoticed.
definitely did not say anything to us. He just kind of left.
Out of character, he said he could scout ahead silently.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. If that's it, that's great. You just see the spider come back. Maybe you see one of the legs kind of give a little salute as he keeps going.
Well, I would have told him what I saw to the
I was gonna
west.
say you actually can't speak. Yeah.
Yeah, I can talk to them like a normal person. So I would, it would appear immediately west are possibly mausoleum doors, or maybe they're headstones, or large stone doorways that have each of the family members' names carved on them. There are only 4.
Are they empty?
I'm a spider.
Yeah.
I didn't
don't
look at
know.
them yet.
I don't know. I'm just. It's a
I was
question.
looking to make sure the coast was clear, as in you guys could move forward.
Oh, is it clear?
There, I haven't seen anybody. It does seem like this weird chanting is louder as we head west.
Maybe we should
Now, do
look.
any of the rest of us heard this chanting or noise?
Anyone that gets down here, yeah. So like if you are kind of meandering about down there at the end of the staircase, you hear it. It's not like terribly loud, but you can tell what he's I before E, except after C. It's good grammar school.
Tarsus, whenever it felt like, whenever it feels like Aurelion is finished telling us what he needed to tell us, Tarsus would kind of like get down to a knee so he's like close to speaking to Aurelion at his level, and just say, "I've never seen anyone turn into a spider before. That's one of the coolest freaking things I've ever seen in my life." You ever had a conversation with a spider? It's crazy.
Well, I talk to them, but they don't normally talk back.
First for me.
I'll just be like,
It all tracks.
just wait until I turn into a panther.
A thick ass panther? Oh man, that's gonna be cool.
It seems like everything west of us is clear. It seems like it was a dining room of some sort, but there's moldy bones. Which is,
Yum.
What's the dampness level here feel like?
It's moist.
Like
On a scale of 1 to
use the
10,
word
how
moist
damp
whenever
is
you
it?
can. You gotta use the word moist whenever you can.
You only get so many options or opportunities to use it.
Yeah, no, mold makes sense.
Okay. I just needed to know.
So
what-
it is moist.
I think he said
Yeah,
specifically.
I would definitely
moist
describe the air
enough
as
for
moist.
mold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is worth
Yeah,
mentioning.
not
We
like
should-
so moist that there's like a film of water anywhere, but like
Mhm.
definitely moist enough where you'd expect.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
like
damp.
moist where you walk into it and you get the smell of like mildew as soon as you step
The
out.
pungent
Yeah.
moistness.
Yeah,
It is a must.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Not for nothing, but if there's graves here or mausoleums, like you said, of family members, there's 2 dead ones upstairs at least that we know of.
So shall we check and see what's behind Elizabeth's door?
Grave diggers now? I mean, I'm up for it.
What do you?
Were they
wanna do?
actually graves, or are they just like stone doors?
I thought you said that they were a mausoleum. Isn't that the
Those
word?
just
Were
me.
doors with stone slabs. that had their
yeah,
names
he
on it.
used the word mausoleum,
yeah.
so that's why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm inferring that there's dead bodies behind them.
If there is, that's even more confusing.
Those are fake dead bodies.
Wait a second, this one has a tag for Party City. Wait,
It's like
Spirit of
those
Halloween.
things where they're like, oh, we went to, like, we got this, like, fake skeleton while we were
made in
remodeling a
Waterdeep.
bathroom.
What size were the moldy bones?
Moldy Moons.
Were they like
Oh,
full grown humanoid size?
full-grown humanoids. Yeah, of varying sizes, but they all seem to be adult sizes.
Okay.
And I forgot to describe these tunnels. They're 4 feet wide, so it's a little more cramped, and only 7 feet high. How tall is Tarsus? I feel like he's clearly, well, I would guess he's the tallest one.
He's over 6 foot. He's not 7 feet tall. But certainly if
even
there's
still,
an
that's-
archway anywhere, he's bumping his head.
That's like, I'm 6'2". That's basically me just doing that, and I'm hitting the
Yeah.
ceiling.
Yeah.
You know. So it's tight.
Yeah, it's tight. He's not 7 feet tall. I have it written down somewhere exactly how tall he is. But yeah, he's definitely cramped.
You could get back to me on that, but yeah, it's uncomfortable. Oh, and that dining room of sorts the ceiling was a little bit taller in there. Not much, but a little bit. You moving up there? Okay.
Might as well keep checking.
And this looks pretty similar to what you've noticed on the other two. The one above, the stone slab, looks blank, and it appears open. And the one also appears open, has the name Walter Durst on it.
He's 6'5", by the way.
Does that include the horns?
I'll come
He's
back.
like-
My
not
headcanon,
allowed to
I just
ask me
imagine
that.
his horns kind of like hitting dragging along the ceiling.
I'll come back and say, I think I found the younger brother. Come with me. I'll come this way. And, like, sneak around to look down.
Yeah, it just appears to be empty. It clearly could be sized to have like a casket or something, if that's the working theory. But there is nothing there.
Maybe not literally, but I think Walter is the name of the other child. But these are similar to the doors that I saw for the other family members.
Yes, those other... Correct. The other doors or slabs were closed.
They all look the same, but those ones were closed. What do you make of this?
And this was the same, like the one that had Walter's name on it.
Not sure what to make of this. Should we look into the other ones that you found?
I was just whispering to everybody, and I was like, what if Walter's still alive?
At this point, it feels more like undead.
Let's proceed with caution then.
Does I crawl this way, like crawl up Gar to hop onto this wall?
No, you
Climb
no,
around.
no, you son of a, why would you do that?
Nice. That's great. So yeah, down there you see some steps that go down a bit, and you can see a wooden table. It looks like there's 4 chairs. You know, right there.
Kind of keep sneaking down. Is the chanting quieter up this way?
I would say it's about the same as when you first got to the to this level, the dungeon.
Cut down here. Okay.
Yeah, about the same. And as you can also see down here a little bit.
Just be kind of like crawling across the ceiling.
It's so creepy and cool. These look to be moldy straw pallets, sort of. Definitely could be like a sleeping quarters style.
Sure, like a cot kind of setup, like in Skyrim.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's a very good comp.
Happy that there's nobody sleeping over here. Come back, let them know. I'll basically just kind of like keep doing this as we start mapping stuff out. Kind of check an area, then go back, let everyone know. Assuming everyone's staying behind me.
I feel like unless you tell us to follow, no reason not to stay behind.
I'd go look at the other graves that he was talking about, because we were considering looking at them anyways while he's scouting ahead.
Okay.
Or the other mausoleum doors or stones or whatever.
Are you like looking to open them, or are you just?
I'm just looking at them now, and I want to gauge how the other two
it seems
think about it, because if there are dead people that we assume to be the like crypts for, then it would give us information if there is something in there, right?
Fair chance.
That could be reasonable.
But I mean, that's up to you guys. I don't know if that's too far for you guys or not.
Well, I mean, that was something that I had pitched before.
Yeah, you did mention it, which is why I'm going to look over here.
All right, so just since we started to uncover that room, there's a 4-foot diameter well there in the middle. And if you kind of like climb up and look down, there's like a 3-foot high stone lip, and it descends 30 feet or so to what looks like a water-filled cistern. And there's a wooden bucket that hangs from a simple rope and pulley mechanism bolted to the cross beams above the well. And then you do see...
If I walk down the side of the well, is it actually like water, or is it like nasty?
Oh, like down the well to check out the water. I got you.
Yeah, I'm a spider.
That's right. Yeah, that's cool. Such a good scout. I would say the water, it looks fairly still, but it doesn't like smell foul. Like
Okay.
it's still fairly fresh. Like you've seen fresher water, but if you
Sure.
needed to drink it, you'd be fine.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then like in the other adjoining rooms there, it looks like sort of similar to the room with the square table, but maybe bigger. And looks like there's actually some kind of like a chest down the one on the bottom and there that you could see to the left.
While down in the well, I would definitely say a prayer to Eldath. Ask for guidance.
About anything in particular?
Not necessarily, just looking for guidance, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to understand what's going on with his magic, why some of it works normal and almost like...
What is Aurelion's normal prayer life like? Like does he just have a sense that Eldath is usually there when he prays, or is it more just
I wouldn't...
what's that like?
I would say it's definitely conversational. Where he kind of like he speaks to her almost as if she were like his former like mentor and trainer, right? Where there's just like immense respect, but it's still like, you know, what is going on, like talking like old friends. Not necessarily always waiting for like a response or anything like that. Like he doesn't necessarily expect her to show up, but just knows that she's around and like just feels especially close to her around water. So
Gotcha. So, Aurelion prays, and the sense of companionship is very different. Obviously, you've called on magic since you've been in this house, but there is like a chilling cold that runs up and down, I'd say your spine, but I'm not very familiar with spider anatomy. So there's a certain,
so it's my skin.
there you go, that the little hairs on your on your body kind of feel like maybe Eldath is listening, but Eldath isn't the only one. How's Aurelion's stress level doing?
Come back to the group. I think he definitely feels better knowing that she could at least feeling her presence to an extent is comforting. As uncomfortable as it is feeling like there's all this banana stuff going on. At least knowing that she hasn't abandoned him is comforting. He's not thrilled, but
Okay.
I'll come back and rejoin the group and let everyone know what I've seen so far and then what we want to do. Progressing from here.
Well, I mean, it definitely seems like there's more things going on where you just were.
Well, would we like to look into these doors for the other family members?
I mean, we can. Let's do it.
All right. You all gather by Gar, who is standing outside of Rosavalda Durst's slab.
All right, let's open this one over here.
Castiel taking the lead.
Tarsus, give me a hand.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Which one is he in front of?
You could.
If anything,
Sorry,
I feel
Castiel's
we
in front
should-
of Thorns.
He's in front of Thorns.
Yeah, if
But you're
anyone
able
needs
to-
help, I would help.
Listen, while you're helping me, I'm gonna go. You notice Gar by Rosavalda's?
You think you picked that one for a reason?
I don't know.
Upon hearing that, I'm gonna go to this one.
Oh, so now you
Look
want
over his
one of
shoulder.
us to open it.
Actually, fine, this one. I'm going to this one now.
Yeah, so this contains a coffin that's on top of like a stone. I've actually never seen this word. It's like a bier, B-I-E-R. I guess it's kind of like a raised platform is what I'm gathering from the context.
Plinth.
What are the dust levels like in here?
I just.
Does it look untouched? Does it look like we're the first ones to open this in a long time?
That is definitely true.
Okay.
So then Gar goes to the other area over there by Elizabeth's.
Yep.
All right. And you're gonna open up the thing, or you're just studying it?
Oh, I'm waiting for everyone else. I'm not opening it until other people are here.
Oh, so
Let's keep
Castiel's
going.
gonna try to open the
Yeah.
sarcophagus coffin thingy.
Sure. Yeah, it's pretty standard coffin, and creaks open, and it's empty.
That's strange.
Does it look like it's been used before? Or does the inside of it look like there's never been a body inside of it?
I'm not sure how you might be able to tell. It looks
Like a bed,
What would
like a couch with a butt
Yeah.
print in it. You know, like what's like.
Okay, well, is it wooden? Because if it's wooden, we can talk about this, but wood would soak up the oils from the people. Or the
If they
person.
had oils.
okay?
I mean, unless they were like, completely dried up. But
I would say it's wooden, but there's like a prepared cushion-like landing, and you don't see any evidence of oil.
No butt print
what you're
in the
getting.
cushion.
no butt prints. Okay.
No butt prints in the. No butt prints.
Okay.
No buttresses.
No buttresses.
Yeah, no traces of butts.
Yeah. No traces of butts. Yeah. You open up the next one, Josh.
Yeah, I would open up the next one unless you want to. I think Gar probably would have. Well, no,
Oh,
it
I'm
sound
not
like-
opening it. No,
He
God
said-
forbid.
he specifically
I
said
am
he's waiting.
not. I am
I-
waiting.
You are the most
This looks
suspicious.
remarkably similar.
Listen.
Ever.
Oh, he went to that one for a reason.
I
Open it and
actually want to
find
stand
something.
right behind you when you open it. I'm not going to open it myself, though.
I've
Fine, I
decided
don't-
that I'm gonna just sit on Gar's shoulder.
Just tell me which one to open. I'll do it. If I open something and find something, y'all are gonna freaking shove me in a hole.
Does this look pretty much the
So,
same?
yeah, I mean, this looks exactly like it looks exactly like the one you saw
the-
with Thorn's name.
the inside too.
You opening up the coffin?
Yep.
Yeah.
Tarsus will just give Castiel a knowing glance.
or should I say this?
It's like, get it off! Get it off!
Just running around.
What happened off screen was one of us said, "Hey Aurelion, can you keep an eye on Gar?" And he said, 8 when I could spare them. That's wrong. They don't have 8 eyes. How many eyes do they have? I don't know. Disregard.
I like to
I think it
imagine.
depends.
Mission
Enough.
aborted.
I like
Or
to
it's
imagine when you guys are opening up these like little mausoleum doors that Gar's just like ah! Ah! with the spider like on a different shoulder every time he runs past.
Spiders usually have 8 eyes. Some have 6 or fewer, but
you go.
few have good eyesight.
Nice.
They actually can't really see great.
Me neither, spiders. It's okay.
All right.
Some jumping spiders have as many as 12.
That's
Oh.
just gross.
That's too many.
Let's just say I have the eyes
Excuse
that
me.
I have.
Excuse me.
You want, okay,
Trying
you
to
want
open
to,
this
that's
one.
what I thought. That's what I thought.
Double-digit eyes is
Castiel's opening the bottom one, the one with Elizabeth's name.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to watch Elizabeth.
All right. It looks pretty similar to even similar sized. Like, but it's worth noting that the other ones were adult sized.
And I open the casket.
And I am not kidding when I say roll initiative. Yeah, everybody roll initiative.
5.
3.
I thought I rolled bad.
I have 11.
8.
We all rolled bad. Goodness.
It was 11 for Aurelion.
Correct. So I would use the initiative of the spider, but does alert still apply if I keep my mind?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Right? So it would be +4, so it's 10, technically.
And I think on that note, well, yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it is that you triggered because that's kind of fun. So, on that note, thank you so much for watching. Looking forward to seeing what these nerds are going to get into in the next episode as the things are starting to come into focus. Maybe more questions might have been presented than answers It's that kind of an adventure. But I guess until next time, be kind to one another. It's always worth it. And tell someone you love that you love them. Like I love these 4 knuckleheads. All right? Take care, everybody. See you next time.
And let us know in the comments if you think Gar intentionally didn't open that casket. Okay.
Listen, I was gonna say make sure you sign below in the comments.
This is when we find out that Gar is the big bad evil guy the whole time.
Listen, I specifically